Hey, welcome to another episode of How Do You Do It? I'm here with Odi Bakchis. Odi, how do you do it?
I'm doing well, if that's what you're asking.
First caller. Let's take first caller.
Hi.
It didn't even ring. You just called right in. Ring.
I didn't. You do the ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Did I call you?
Yep.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
I'm just hosting How Do You Do It with Odi the
Oh,
Blumkiss.
wow.
What do you think?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, what's your question?
Hey, how many pair of shoes do you have?
You're asking me?
Yep.
I have not counted.
Oh, cool.
Does this include flip-flops or just shoes?
Oh, I wasn't ready for that one.
All right, thank you, caller.
Thanks, bye.
Welcome to
Sam, hold on.
Yeah.
Your next caller. Ring, ring, ring.
I'm the caller?
Yeah.
Hey, Odi, long-time listener, first-time listener.
Hi, you're on the phone with Odi. Ask him a question, please.
Odi, what do you think?
I think a lot. I think this cat allergy is getting to me right now.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
I'm just joking.
Okay, cool. Welcome to Maximum Driftcast, the only podcast without Paco because he slept in.
And we have our first host that's allergic to cats.
First host, well, Paco also complains about that, too.
Oh, that's true. Second host allergic to
man.
cats. Oh, maybe you and Paco can have like a cat allergy off or something.
Yeah, maybe I heard that if you kiss each other, it makes allergies go away.
Or if we make
Maybe we could have a contest for allergy medicine.
Or
whoever wins it gets to take it.
if you guys really want to get wild, we'll do line up some cat hair and have them snort it.
Right. Is kitty litter, maybe? Use kitty litter.
Yeah, kitty litter
I'll
will
do
work.
it. But yeah, we're live. Not when we're not live, but we're in the flesh. The most fleshy guy I know, Odi Bakchis.
Hi, Odi.
Odi Hodgkiss, how do you say it?
Very close, but it's Bakchis.
Buck
Butt
cheese.
cheese.
Bakchis.
Buck cheeks.
But I'm sorry. How about? All right, did you get beat up in middle school with kids saying, "Oh, look at the butt cheeks over there"?
No, I haven't had that experience.
Is it because you're such a
That
big
sounds
guy?
traumatizing,
You
though.
beat up other kids?
Yeah, you're so intimidating that everybody's like, no, don't make fun of Oni. He will beat us up.
Yeah, that's how it goes, guys. You guys
That's
got
cool. Yeah, I was afraid to say something. Sam brought it on. I wasn't going to say anything until
It. Yeah,
Sam did.
you're still afraid, huh?
Yeah, I'm still kind of terrified by you a little bit. You guys missed it earlier. Sam's eating breakfast, and he actually grabbed a forkful of bacon and totally airballed his mouth and dropped it on the ground. So that's how this day is starting. As of last night, we completed the Go Fast Entertainment Booze Fest.
Booze fest?
That's why Odie's in the house with us, because he was driving in the event last night. And since it is Sunday, we're doing Mimosa Sundays.
Colby, did you hook that up? How'd you get Odi down here?
Basically, Odie's like, I only work for a lot of money, and I had a bunch, so
Yep.
just gave him a bunch of money.
Odi, what do you think of our local track, Wild Pony Pass Motorsports Speed Park?
I think it's great
Yeah.
because there's multiple tracks, so it's a fun place to drift for sure.
Are you gonna be here next week for Pro 2?
I won't make it to Pro 2.
Wow, what's it like not supporting the sport that you love?
It's tough, man. I actually would like to be here, but we do have Pro 1 next week.
Do you think
And,
do you think your
I gotta
fans do you think your fans are gonna get mad that you're not competing in Pro 2 this round?
No, I think they're okay with that, you know.
Yeah.
So, are you guys going to be at Pro 2?
I will not. I'm gonna be at a dry
too far
wedding
away,
in
right?
Kentucky.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And Corey will be. Corey's actually competing in his drift car, right? That you built.
Such a dickhead.
It's ready though, right?
No, we talked about this last episode.
Didn't
You were
so-
shaking it down last night, right?
Yeah, the car you were driving last night.
Well, yeah, Gary himself posted for Gary Boost Fest, and he said, look, Corey's car is ready, and he's going to be out here.
He's
And then,
ripping it.
Sure enough, Corey's car was not there.
Yep.
Not even your Beamer turd, your Snicker car.
Nope.
Why wasn't that there?
The fat Snicker's getting tires put on it.
Tires, huh?
Yeah, you need those to drive.
That's tough. I imagine that it's tough to get those on before an event.
Yeah, that's hard, especially when you don't have a crew.
Wow.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Odi, what do you think of being in fourth place in Formula Drift?
That's a new segment. Odi, what do you think?
I was trying to think of how to segue into something that isn't retarded, but
I think fourth place is overall, a good place to be from a standpoint of appeasing sponsors and,
Yep.
doing pretty well as a driver. It's a competitive series. I definitely want to do better than fourth.
so
but
say, would you like to be in third?
third is better than fourth. I'd love to be in third because the best I finished so far in Formula Drift was fourth place. So I feel like I need to finish better than that. So.
How do you feel about fifth place?
Hey, top 5 is good, right? And top 10 is okay.
So is 5 better than 4 or worse than fourth?
It's definitely worse than
okay.
But
on a scale from 3 to 5, where would you place third place?
And where would you put fourth?
This is a morning show for sure.
Yeah. I'll drink some more mimosa, and I think I'll get a good answer on that one.
Fair enough. So what's your strategy to steal third place from Vaughn?
I can't believe you said that.
What?
Because Vaughn's going to fire you.
Why?
Because he's stealing from him.
You're working for it.
Yeah.
You forgot? Or
Who?
your boss?
That's it.
I don't want him to.
I'm going to text him.
I want Vaughn to win the whole event, which means I think stabbing Forsberg in the kidney and punching Osbo in his iron jaws and breaking his iron. I don't know.
No, that's what it would take to get Vaughn to first.
Is this what you guys say when I'm not around?
Yep.
Yep.
About you?
Right.
Yeah. I always talk about how much an aggressive dickhead you are.
Cool. I have to tune in and listen to your show now that you said that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but Vaughn's a super good driver, so actually it'd be rewarding to finish ahead of him for sure. And
I'm going to get you to say something controversial and fucked up before the end of the show. Promise. No, I don't know if I can do that. That's going to be tough. So you have this is the first year you've done full Hyundai Genesis.
Yeah.
Previous years you had, you switched off last year, right? A little bit.
Last year the goal, and we pulled it off, was to get a little bit of seat time in the Hyundai Genesis in the U.S. Championship and then ship it off to do cool stuff in Japan. So we did exactly that.
Yeah, your first round in Long Beach, you podiumed, right? In the Genesis?
Yeah, got second in the Genesis last year. And we just wanted to show people that car could do it, that, ARC Performance does have a cool car and just needs to be set up properly and driven really hard.
Yeah, because Dennis really proved it the year before, so.
Dennis did a lot to that car.
Make it better, a lot to make it better, a lot to make it.
They're starting from scratch, so.
Right. Didn't you kind of start from scratch a little bit?
We had to redo a lot of stuff, but I think I had the time and the experience, so it was I had the tools to get it done.
Yeah.
Now, was Dennis Martanis upset that Kyle Mohan already took his name? Because Jared calls Kyle Mohan Kyle the Menace. I feel like Dennis would be pretty upset, like coming into Formula Drift and being like, "Fuck, like what's my nickname now?
What do I come back to?"
Yeah.
What was his name? It was the Greek drifter.
The Greek warrior?
I thought it was the dentist.
Dennis the
Because
dentist.
he does like a surgical strike.
Procedure.
Yeah, on a root canal.
Yeah. Dennis the root canal.
Dennis the root canal dentist. Yep, that's him.
Yeah, maybe he comes back and we can.
So how did you fall into / pick up that car in the program?
Actually, I've been kind of having conversations with ARC since, like 2012. And everything kind of aligned correctly when it did. And we went and tested the car before we agreed to anything, because I never driven a car that was like 111 inches in wheelbase. That's freakishly long for a drift car.
Yeah, is that
so
longer than the Viper?
It is way longer. Yeah.
Wow.
Really? The Viper seems like it's like a limousine.
Right.
To give you perspective, it's longer than Tanner's Passat.
Damn.
So it's a long car anyway.
And what's a 240's wheelbase?
99 inches. And so this is
I'm trying to do the math. 99 to 100.
No, I'm trying to think of
111.
99 inches and a drift. No, never mind.
So no, it's not 101.
It's 111.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a long car, and I didn't know basically if it's gonna work, right? So we went testing. There's definitely things that I didn't like about the car, but I saw potential in it, and we started transforming the car and struck a deal to advertise ARC Performance. And
nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
ARC Performance, and who else did you advertise on it?
Fuel suspension.
Okay, I was just wondering about that.
Yeah.
So ARC Performance, is it named that because of the sound a seal makes?
What does the seal make?
ARC.
ARC. Seal Performance.
Hey, looks like Paco showed up.
And he didn't shower last night.
He didn't shower. It looks like he's partially homeless.
Don't worry. I tried calling Paco 40 times this morning. You guys are irresponsible.
Well, he always sleeps with those nature sounds.
He plugs in earbuds and listens to cow farts.
Yeah. So was one of the incentives to get into a newer chassis? So we talk about it a lot in the show is that drifting kind of needs to get more modern cars in it, much to people's chagrin because, as much as everyone wants to see shitty old BMWs and 240s, like to progress the sport, we think that we need to get in some modern cars to get modern sponsors.
Yeah, definitely. You're right on that. I love 240s. I love S14s, but I've never drifted like a newer modern car, and I thought it would be cool. It's very unique. There's Reese, drifted a Genesis Coupe, but there's no one else that is running one. So I wanted to do something different, and I thought it was a big challenge. The car is very much not a drift car out of the box, so I thought it'd be awesome. And it's a cool little niche, man. There's a lot of Genesis Coupe owners that are diehard Genesis Coupe fans, and it was cool to tap into that as well.
Yeah. What does Hyundai support it at all?
They're supporting in a very small scale. It's Arc Performance has a good relationship with Hyundai, and that's kind of between them and I'm there as a driver to just make it look good. And Arc's,
you do a great job at that.
Arc's helping me out big time, and they do have a good relationship with Hyundai, so this whole thing kind of just works. Everything's got its own place and purpose.
Paco, get your own fucking microphone, dude.
Yeah, what the hell?
How
Paco, hold on. Let's hear Paco's explanation of why
Paco,
he wasn't here
why don't
on
you tell
time.
us what's up?
Good morning, guys.
What happened?
Don't stand up.
No,
Why do you
let's-
have an
morning.
empty coffee cup? Hold on, Paco, you need to check yourself today because he just walked in with an empty coffee cup and he's pretending to drink from it.
like this is old Dr. Sitcom.
Oh wait, never mind. Looks like he's got a small bottle of Makers from the gas station. That's a $10 tiny bottle. Okay,
Hey, why don't you smurf that, Paco? You'll probably get way wasted.
There you go. Yeah, let's smurf some Makers.
Describe smurfing.
Smurfing is a butt chug. So it's basically, Paco would have to cram that up his butt and do a headstand to really get wasted on it. So
How does that work with hard liquor? Is it like burn or?
I haven't done it with hard
Paco,
liquor. I was hoping Paco would show us
I'm
since
sure
he showed
it
up
hurt.
late.
It's an acquired taste.
You can taste it. You got taste buds in your sphincter.
Paco, after you chug that coffee cup of whiskey, grab a mic. Grab a mic and you can hold it and you can.
Let me wake up.
All right, fair enough. Where were we?
Okay.
Butt chugging. That's right. So what do you think about the tampon method? I heard that some kids died from that.
Can you please tell us how that works?
I guess you soak a tampon in vodka and put it in your bum.
And you get lit up, huh?
Yeah, I recommend not doing this because, like I just said, some kids died.
Well,
from it.
I was wondering why Paco was walking around with the string hanging out. I thought he was the human firework.
That's why
I was delighted to see what happened, but I couldn't get close enough.
So I think we found Paco's drift name is the Paco the Firecracker Ibarra.
Human firework Ibarra.
Yeah, it's because he's always got a little string hanging out of his bummer.
Thanks for showing up, Paco. You came just at the
Good to
perfect
see you.
time.
Good
Is
to
that
see you.
better for your liver, you think?
Who's to say? I mean, it goes
Cirrhosis
straight
is
It
really
goes
bad.
right to your kidneys, right?
to your, yeah. I don't know how.
Let's
it works.
ask Dr. Paco when he gets up
Dr.
here.
He's like he's related. He's our show's version of Dr. Phil.
Dr. Paco, the medicine woman. So, sorry, back to Odi Bakchis. Last night you drove the 240, probably, a couple months? When was the last time you drove the 240?
I think it was Motegi Super Drift.
Oh,
It was
that's
like
right.
literally at the beginning of the season. I do occasionally wipe the dust off of it and start it once in a while, although the batteries were actually dead before the event. So,
And this is your
As-
2015 car, right?
yeah. And, man, it was a lot of fun driving a car I used to compete in.
Isn't that
cool.
nuts?
Thanks for inviting me out and letting me blow the dust off that thing.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're able to come out and do that. What's the power difference between the two? What engine packages are there in the Genesis
Tell
and
us
the
about
240?
your package.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about the packages you have.
All right, so the package. The Genesis Coupe, both cars have CBM race motors,
Okay.
and they're both LS7s. But the biggest difference is the Genesis Coupe has a Vortec blower on it. So
Okay.
it's, man, it makes a lot more power.
Yeah,
But
600 horsepower, LOL.
Yeah, I can't put that on the back
Yeah,
of that car
that
anymore.
sucks.
So that car put down 800 to the wheels, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like a conservative 800 that is always there on tap.
Right.
The 240 with nitrous on, it's 650 to the wheels. And
I've heard that's bullshit, by the way. I've heard some other driver, I forget who was saying that it was bullshit that your car only made that much. What do you
Nice.
say?
Yeah, it's
You
it's
can call
probably
him a fucking
2000.
idiot
You
if
know?
you want.
No, like, because I remember, I forget, it's just one of those like late night drift conversations.
That's
so it's
actually
like,
very flattering to hear.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
because it's actually only 650 and you're just that fast with that few horses.
Right. Well, the biggest thing that you could watch for when I drive that car, and it's very indicative of the amount of horsepower that it has, is you could see the difference in wheel speed between my 240 and any other car on the grid. And the way you could see wheel speed is tire smoke. So if you look back at any videos, and the speed is definitely there. No worries about the speed, but the wheel speed is lower. The car's a little twitchier, and it definitely produces less tire smoke. But
Exactly what the fans want to see.
that's what.
That's why you're the fan favorite.
Thanks, Corey.
Yeah, you're the best.
But yeah, so they're very different cars. They produce a whole completely different power band. We started actually shooting nitrous at the Genesis starting in Canada. And that wasn't because I needed more top power.
Right.
It honestly, I just wanted more bottom end. I wanted the car to feel like it has like power right off the get-go, like my 240 does.
Right.
The 240 is super responsive. There's no blower to spin. You don't have to wait for boost. I miss that feeling a lot. So I put nitrous on the Genesis at like a low RPM range until it hits boost, and trying to make it a little more responsive. But I'm getting spoiled with the power for sure. It's fun. It's easier to drive to have a lot more power, and you could have higher wheel speed. And
So with your car last night, were you saying you were making about 650?
yeah, I actually had a lot of nitrous going to it last night because hell, I just wanted to have fun.
Right. What were you? How
And
how
you
many?
didn't have every cylinder on the bang bang.
Well, after the last run on the drag strip, I found out it ran really funny. Remember, Corey?
Yep, you were
And
talking about that.
somehow magically a spark plug wire disconnected.
And to give you guys an idea, last night, Otimus never drag raced a car before. He never used a real drag racing Christmas tree. So the guys at Boost Fest were nice enough to let Odi take the 240 down the drag strip.
Yeah, that was a blast.
That was pretty crazy.
I
And
totally butchered the start.
Yeah, should we give a
But-
play-by-play on how the first run went?
So I'll be the goofball over the announcer and
All
guy.
right.
Hey, it looks like this is one of those drift cars out there, and he's got some guys filming for video. Oh, and then he does a sound effect.
Reggae horn.
Video. He had this. Did you hear that? He had like a low voice, like a monster voice button. He'd like, we're doing the thing, and then the thing.
Yes.
It was like a shitty.
Oh, wait a
warning
second.
beat.
Yeah.
He has video, guys. He did say that like 3 or 4 times. I
Wow.
was kind of pumped on that because he was
It's
talking
like
about
an
you and I, Sam,
unheard of
obviously.
thing probably on
Yeah.
the drag strip, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was you and like 3 other cars driving the drag strip, so it was kind of nice that he pulled up. Well, anyways,
So you didn't do a burnout.
nope.
No, because there's like water, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go around that. I was told go around it unless you have slicks.
Do you want to know why they tell you that, Odie?
Why don't you go
I'll
slow?
inform you on drag racing.
Yeah.
The reason you don't take the like street tires through water is because the water, even though you do a burnout, stays in the tread
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it drips out, so you lose grip. So you drive
Okay.
around the water. Fun fact.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So you pull up the staging. How did your staging go?
Yeah, you instructed me about this before.
You had three. You had me and Chuck both instruct
but
you.
the problem is, you guys are like, oh, just pull up to the first line,
Right.
set off the first light,
right.
slowly creep up to the second line,
Right.
set off the sec. When I pulled up there, it was just a strip of black rubber and
Yep.
like some dude with like just standing there like staring at me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, where is the staging
Well,
line?
you blew past them and then you had to reverse back.
That's what drag racers
They didn't
do,
explain
right?
to you. They didn't explain that it's like an invisible line with just sensors there. Like they didn't say that. There's
No,
not actually a line.
actually, both of you guys clearly said it's a white line. And
It's
a
off to the
second white
like
line.
literally the white line's like that big though.
You're gonna look for a
Right.
2-inch white line on the right.
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of giggling the whole time
I
because
love
I was
that.
like, these people are probably like, stupid drifter. What is he
So
doing?
good.
So it was kind of cool. But yeah, I figured it out kind of, and then I set off the Christmas tree or whatever.
Right.
And I'm used to Formula D. We have a light,
Right.
we launch as soon as it's out. I was told to launch earlier here, but the lights go off so much faster on a drag strip. So
Right.
I was just kind of like sitting there waiting, and I ended up launching when it was green, which is probably.
Yeah, you probably had a one
way
and a
too
half
late.
second reaction time. You literally
That's good,
did.
right? That's
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay?
Yep,
Like 5 seconds is
You're about
probably
1.49 seconds off from like a really good light.
So because I don't know how drag racing works, does that mean that he got, if he would have reacted at a 0.5 reaction time, does that mean his time would have been a second lower?
I believe so. If the timing activates as soon as the light turns on.
Right, that's what I
Right.
thought. I didn't know if it activated once you left the line or when the light turns on.
Well, there's so many different ways on how the tree works. There's like a pro tree, which like the top feelers run. There's like a bracket tree. There's like, once again, I'm not a drag racing expert, but there's a few different variations.
just throw it out there. You guys said the white line, and then you said the red lights, but I mean they're orange. So just letting you know, like it's.
I thought I said yellow lights.
well,
maybe you did, but
I said yellow. Chuck may have said.
You said Jello.
Hey,
Jello.
Paco's here.
Hey, Paco. So, anyways, Odi goes up, stages, runs a terrible reaction time, but in the car with gearing from what? Long Beach?
No, I just put 411 in there. Basically, that's what the stock 240 that anyone drives has in it, because I didn't know what layouts were running or whatever. I was concerned we were going to run out of wheel speed down the quarter mile for sure.
Odi ran a 11.23 at 125 miles an hour his first run without knowing or ever drag racing
So
before.
was fun.
with a second delay potentially, right?
Potentially.
So it could have been an under 10-second car on a perfect run.
And there was a Ducati like 949 running after him, and the Ducati ran like 11.2. Like, yeah, I was like, holy shit. Like, you have this built Ducati, and then Odi and his
I do remember
drift car.
the drag racing guy and like the people around the drag race urchin dudes that have been there for the last 150 years. It's like an old, wizened, grizzled drag race guy in the stands, like, look at this kid in his drifty car.
Yeah.
And then,
What is that, a Hot Wheel?
and then he like spins off the line and like misshifts and then gets an 11.
Well, there was another like fully built cammed Camaro LS1, like F-body style Camaro, and
How
it
did that
sounded
do?
nasty. And it was on slicks, and it ran a 12.3.
What?
Yeah. It did a 12.3, and I was like, oh
That's
my
cool.
God, this is nuts. Like, if you would have had slicks on your car, you would have
But
been.
then we would have like broken stuff, and you
We would have
to help
broken
me fix
stuff. Yep. And then we would have got like a tow truck and pulled you
But-
off, which we wouldn't want to do anyways. But yeah, if a drift car was truly set up to do a drag race in a quarter mile, it would have been a low 10-second run.
Oh yeah, for sure. I actually really want to go back and not butcher the start and see how it goes, but on street tires. So
Yeah,
the
this
Falcon 615K is actually did pretty
11.2.
good.
Were you running nitrous?
Yes.
Oh, so you
that
had
car, like, you have to run nitrous all the time. If you don't run nitrous, it's like a 500 horsepower. It's nothing too
I
exciting.
mean, not
so.
500. No, yeah, it's boring.
But
I'm
It is
kidding.
boring, actually. Yeah, but
How long does a 150 shot of nitrous last? Like, how often do you change bottles? This is just a question I was talking about with someone recently about the difficulty as like a pro-am driver or someone younger with nitrous, like knowing your bottle capacity, because it's not an easy way to measure that, right?
no, you have to weigh it, but you use a bottle warmer because that ensures that you have a lot of pressure in the bottle at all times. As you lose volume in the bottle, you need to create more heat to maintain the same pressure. So that makes it kind of mindless, right? You're always gonna have pressure. But honestly, if you run like 150 shot, or even in Irwindale, I ran 200 shot because it was the last event
Let's
of the
blow
season.
this shit up.
yeah.
Pretty much. And after the second run, it lost just enough bottle pressure to where it wasn't hitting as hard. And I got greedy with nitrous in 2015 at Irwindale. We're replacing the bottle every 2 runs.
Oh, wow.
Not that it was empty by any means,
You
but
just want to ensure.
I just wanted basically an overpressurized bottle to just make the car easier to drive.
How much does a bottle of nitrous cost? I have no idea.
What's
So
street value on a bottle of nitrous?
Yeah.
medicinal grade, or
Yeah.
Yeah, the good stuff.
I buy nitrous at $3.50 per pound, and those bottles are 10 pounds each. So
It's not terrible.
it's
Not
not
that
bad
bad.
at all.
compared to like what you consider you spend on racing fuel.
It really depends what you run and
Yeah.
what your sponsors are, but yeah, race fuel could get very expensive. Yeah, per dollar nitrous is cheap, man, and it doesn't weigh anything. Like superchargers are awesome, but you're
Yeah.
adding a ton of weight to the car, and cars run a lot hotter with forced induction versus nitrous.
The only downsides with nitrous is like when you encounter yourself with a rival Asian gang on
Yeah.
motorcycles, and they shoot at your car with Mac-10s.
I hear
and
that.
it just explodes.
I hear that
Big ball of
the
fire.
manifold also has potential for danger.
Yeah, there's always the danger of manifold is imminent.
Yeah, your diamond plate floorboard will hit the ground.
And Paco
much.
still has.
That's why I just closed the laptop so I don't have to see the warning.
Shit! Shut up!
Not worry about it.
And Paco still has sleepy dad voice.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
You can tell.
I thought it was like
You can tell when he wanted to talk right
Rocky
before this.
Balboa's here. You got
hey.
you got the nitrous and the the computer.
you can't go fight him on the moon.
But if there's no F for me, there's no F for him either.
I was trying to be dramatic.
And sleepy dad voice is when you just wake up and you have that. I want some bacon.
Odie, you're a dad. How sleepy are you sometimes?
I'm always sleepy because
Sleepy Odie?
Can you
Like-
tell us why?
well, I have a toddler and she's amazing, 2.5
Right.
years old, but she likes to fall asleep in our bed sometimes. She has a
Yeah.
hard time falling asleep by herself. And then she cuddles with Amy, with my wife. That
Right.
means her feet are like jabbing in my rib cage
Right.
because she's like cuddling mom and her feet are just doing whatever involuntarily.
Clutch kicking.
Clutch, yeah, early age.
Yeah.
And when she does sleep in her own bed, she usually comes into our bed
So
before
I've-
we wake up.
so-
And then my dogs are going senile, so they wake me up because they got to go pee. So like I'm at the stage in life where like I'm getting less sleep.
So I got a
Don't they
question
make
for
like
ya.
senile puppy diapers?
I'll look into that podcast.
Yeah, man,
no,
like-
I have a question
like
for you though, Odie.
depend.
You know, for being a dad, Odie, you know, one of the toughest things about being dad is having that talk with your daughter. You know, when they get older, and you know that talk is, you know,
I don't think about it.
no,
Thanks
no,
for bringing
but
it
you know,
up.
it's a tough question to ask them. Hey, you know, you make dad real sleepy. At what age do you usually have that conversation?
This is a weird topic. Go ahead.
At what age would you have that conversation with her that you tell her you make dad sleepy sometimes?
What's your question?
I
You
think
know,
Corey's also sleepy.
No, you know, it's tough to have that talk with your daughter. You know, when they get older, but you know, when they sometimes dad gets sleepy.
Is it
You know,
tough
from
to
waking
tell her
you
how
up all the
tired
time.
you are?
Yeah, is it tough? Is it hard to have that conversation sometimes?
You're asking if it's hard for me to tell, like, hey, I just want to sleep,
yeah.
like you're.
Yeah, is that tough sometimes?
It's tough when you're like gone a lot and you could tell she just wants to hang out with
Right.
you. Yeah, and you're like, hey, I'm. Basically, you can't tell your daughter I'm sleepy.
Right.
Like, go
Yeah, it's
away.
tough.
No, you don't do that.
No, I respect you.
So-
That's tough. It's hard. One of the hardest conversations.
It's
How many daughters do you tell that you're sleepy, Corey? Because you don't have kids.
no, I don't have anything yet.
Anything?
Nope.
Oh, I turned you down, Paco, because you made a loud pop on the thing when you unplugged your mic. So you've been banned for about 2 minutes. I'll let you know when you can come back. Corey,
Hey,
back to
Sam.
the question.
Yeah, sorry. No, Odie answered it. Just one thing. I
Yep.
just want to know. I was curious.
yeah. You
You don't do it.
No, and you can't. You're
Right.
It's not like, oh, this is bad to do, but they're so adorable. Like you
Yeah.
can't like not give them the time of day when they want it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
can see
kid
it.
asked, like, what time is it? I'm like, 3 o'clock.
And that's it.
That-
You're
yeah.
a straight shooter, though. You'd be a straight shooter.
Yeah.
And I think your kid would know that.
That's how you get kids. Or
Yeah.
straight shooting.
I don't have kids of
Yeah.
my own, but I have some friends living with me.
Paco's
and
back.
They have a 2 and months little girl.
2 and a month.
Yeah.
2 and months.
That's not bad.
And every time I'm in the
The bathroom taking
playing
a poop.
video games or whatever on
Yeah,
the
you hit him.
Have you thrown anything at him
I don't
before?
have that kind of authority yet. But yeah, she just like goes and crawls in between me, like, oh, excuse me, no, I got it, don't worry.
Paco, that's
She
not your
gets in
daughter.
there, and then she like tries to grab the controller. And,
Yeah, that's when you hit him.
well, maybe
Teach
I
him
mean,
some respect.
What should I do? What should I do, Odie?
Just remind me not to bring my daughter around this guy. But
I'm going to say, like, I want to raise kids the old way. Like, if you talk back, I'm going to give you
there's books you could read
I
from
wanna
the
give you a
50s.
wallop.
They're really good instructional books on how to raise your children. And
I want Sam to write a book.
Just because you have gray hair, you don't have to act like an old man.
Hey, Sam, can you
Like
write a book
Clint
on how to
Eastwood.
manage children?
Yeah, for sure. I actually wanted to write a book on how to manage your girlfriend called Girl Brains. It's just going to be a really, really poorly written, poor advice on like what your girlfriend's thinking and how to react to it.
Can you give us an example? Do you have any off the top of your brain?
Does it include like having like a water spray so every time she starts like
Yes.
not behaving?
Yeah.
that's
So most of
something
it,
you learn from the cats, right?
Yeah, most of it is
Pretty
revolving
much.
around the spray bottle method.
Just spray them in the eyes.
Yeah, spray them in the eyes like when you're trying to, ask them where they want to eat.
And then the other second step is rolled up newspaper.
The roll-up newspaper, I think, is more outdated because that leaves marks potentially, and I think that's bad.
and the range is terrible on rolled up newspaper. You have to actually get close.
But the trick is that if it depends on the level of misbehavior of your girlfriend, but like you can use the water and spray bottle, but also put in some vinegar.
Oh, get a little stinger.
Yeah, a little stinger right in her eye.
Have you thought about using this before, Odi?
Odi, what form of domestic violence do you approve of?
Do you support the wife beater shirt?
Oh,
Come on,
Paco.
Paco. I know you just showed up late, but come on.
you don't
We're
have
just
to-
talking about managing your
you
girlfriend.
don't have to answer that, Odi. I'm sorry.
So
No, I can't wear tank tops, man. I'm like too white, and I'm not buff enough.
That's true.
Being
Fair enough.
Coming
Fair
from your background in Utah, what do you? So last night at In-N-Out, Paco and I both discussed how for some reason we had in our mind that Odi was from Utah, and maybe it's just his waspy
or at
appearance.
least living there. Yeah.
Would you say waspy appearance?
Yeah.
Like I could be on the cover of Sickly Man magazine or something. Like
Sickly
that's
Man,
not cool.
Sickly Man Monthly. Hell yeah! No, that's my favorite fucking publication. So, but Odie's not from Utah, but apparently we're not the only ones that thought he's from somewhere else.
I thought he was from Vegas.
Yep.
I just roll with that because it's happened so much that you just start nodding your head or you're just like thumbs up, like
Sure.
no problem.
Yep.
And Odie is actually
Vegas is cool. I used to go there a lot, and that's where I did pro-am.
That's where you did live
And
showgirls shows.
Is that what
Thunder
you got
from
married?
Down Under with the waspy gentleman.
Yeah, Sickly Man Monthly magazine meetup.
You got married in Vegas by an Elvis priest?
No, it's
You got married in the Church of Mormon.
actually no.
Are you wearing magic underwear?
Magic underwear. What's magic underwear?
That's
Paco?
Mormon.
It
Mormon
protects
attire.
you from fire.
And
Like a
yeah,
chastity
evil,
belt
evil's-
built into it, or
No, the Mormons wear these. They call it special garments.
It's got int plus
When they go-
3,
when they go to
charisma
church.
plus 5. Corey, is that a
Yep.
perp or is that?
Yeah, and +5
It's like
frost
a-
resistance.
It's like plus 5 against magic spells and plus.
I heard that they also make Whoopi through a hole in the sheet, but that's not here nor there.
Are you serious?
No, I mean these are all just. Hey, let's talk about Mormon myths on the show. I don't know if we should.
Welcome to Maximum Mormon Cast.
Mormon myth.
We're all the myth busted.
do you guys have a lot of audience from like Salt Lake? Or?
We probably have a lot of Utah
I'm
fans since you're
concerned
here now.
I mean, I don't want to alienate any fans, but
We don't want to be offensive.
well, here's the thing: is we were also
You guys are not offensive at all.
no.
Okay,
Well,
good.
well, the thing too is we're guaranteed our facts are not always right.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed our facts may
I
not.
don't know. We haven't talked to Forsberg in a while, and I'm guessing that's just because we've been getting everything 100% right.
Probably.
He hasn't called in to tell us.
Nope.
So I heard that Chris Forsberg kisses every bottle of nitrous before he throws it in his car.
He usually drinks it too.
Yeah, a little shot here, a little shot there. Shot and a shot.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Especially to get up there in points.
Odie, how much do you drink before events?
Usually like 5 bottles of water. Usually like non-branded water, so
Yeah.
like with the store brand.
I told you this guy's Mormon.
is that holy water?
Only pussies don't drink before events, Odie. Take the edge off, man.
I had like 4 reds last night while we were drifting. That could justify my terrible performance.
Are you
probably.
serious, Paco?
Nah.
Banned from
Just
the
one.
track.
Yeah, Paco.
Just
Banned
one.
from the track.
Paco just X'd
Waco,
himself.
Paco, you just walked
Waco, Paco Flame.
It was only
you
one.
walked into that one.
Wait. Waco?
1 6-pack.
That's cool. Thanks,
Right.
Paco.
Banned.
So going into Irwindale, Odie, 4th in points. We kind of discussed this a little earlier. What do you plan on doing?
It sounded like you said that just kind of disgusted.
Yeah, we're
just
disgusted.
I'm kind of
earlier.
disgusted about you being 4th
I
in
feel like
points.
I can answer this for Odie. It's like, well, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to drive my fucking car, you piece of shit. Like,
Shut up.
Odie, like, what strategy do you have other than what you've been doing all year? You've been, like Forsberg, I feel like you've been, like, quietly winning and getting to, like, the, like, final rounds of drifting. But, like, it's not like we said, here's Odie, like, fucking changing the game this year and stomping everyone. It's like, no, you're just there, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, fuck, Odie's in 4th place. like you won which event? Seattle.
Yeah, it's just kind of goes unnoticed though, right? It's like just kind of slow.
No, not that. I'm just saying, but have you podiumed other times?
Yeah, I podiumed in Canada and in Seattle. So,
But I mean, the
I need
rest
to podium Irwindale because it's only 2 podiums this season,
Yeah.
which I'm happy about overall. But
Yeah, absolutely. It should be.
it should be 3 at least.
It's just weird, though, because, like, you've been on the podium twice out of 7 rounds so far. I mean, I guess that justifies a 4th place position. I just feel like you're quietly, like, just fighting
I log
behind.
into the like back door of the FD website and we scramble some numbers around.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
nice.
course.
Number
Yeah,
crunchers.
So, needless to say, you donated a very large edible arrangement at the beginning of the year.
That's what gets it done, right?
Yeah, the judges, they are very partial to those.
Okay, good
So-
to know. No taken.
Yeah, so on Tech Day in Irwindale, Long Beach, they have their arrangement room. And you have one of your crew members or yourself, if you want to like put in some extra points, you drop off your edible arrangement. And usually the judges are already sitting there on their phones, like eating someone's arrangement, but just they line them up, and then in order of size and quality of fruit and
Freshness.
arrangement itself, like you'll line up yours
the composition
next to the competition's arrangements, and then the judges will slowly decide and move them around to who's going to win
Man.
this year.
You
Right.
should write a book on how to succeed. In
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I
modern-day
did.
drifting.
Yep.
So I made an edible arrangement, but I stay away from fruit. Mine's all protein, all dog style protein.
Mm-hmm.
So it's bratwurst, hot dog, sausage links,
Mayo.
skewered together,
Spicy mustard.
into a beautiful
And
arrangement.
I would have given you first place this year, but apparently all the judges are little vegan sissies, and that's why Corey's not running pro too.
Yeah, they didn't appreciate the sausage arrangement.
Yep.
That's just a little fact. If
like
you want to go,
Okay.
Odie, you should have a notepad out. You should be writing this down. 'cause
I
you'll
got
be-
it. I'm putting it in my phone right now,
So-
so I got all.
So here's what I've heard: is that Ryan Lontaine, his favorite is cantaloupe, obviously.
Duh.
So
Because he's
make
from
sure-
Canada.
Yep, that's correct. That's absolutely correct. So Ryan Lontaine, make sure you got a bunch of heart-shaped cantaloupe. He likes shaping the hearts, sometimes stars, horseshoes. Who's to say? Andy N. We'll get to him in a second. Who's the other judge?
Brian Egger.
I'm blacking out. Eggman. All right, Eggman obviously likes raw eggs.
Oh, yeah.
hard-boiled raw
Egg hearts.
Egg hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're gonna go with the hearts with him, I suggest that you go something else with Lontaine shapes.
Do deviled eggs. Do over medium. Do some
Over
scrambled.
hard.
Do
Pickled-
an egg basket.
pickled jar of eggs, so he can just carry around when he's judging.
And then I'm waiting for you to go back to
And then in
Andy.
the end, he likes cat food.
9 lives.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Uh,
Like there's
yep.
very fancy feast is
Fancy
pretty,
feast,
So,
9 lives,
delicious.
Whisker
Odie-
biscuits.
Odie, maybe you can answer this for me because I've never actually really interacted with Andy Ed more than like once or twice. But every fucking driver that we ever talk to always says that he's their least favorite judge. Why does everyone hate Andy Ed?
I don't know. Maybe because they don't listen to what he asked for in the drivers' meeting. I have no
Oh
clue.
shit! Odie's trying to score some points with the hardest judge out there.
Yep.
It seems like he's also a little bit temperamental, isn't it? Just
He's a quiet dude. Outside of that, like,
oh, okay. So
have you experienced that? He's pretty quiet sometimes.
I
Like,
think
compared to the other two.
No, just compared to Corey Hosford. Yeah, everyone's
Oh,
a little
come
quiet.
on.
What about Egghart and Lawnmower Man? Is he quieter than them?
Yeah, I would say they are.
Yeah, I don't think I really
Well-
had many words with like Brian actually. Yeah.
Well,
that's a good point.
Egghart, he runs U.S. Drift, I believe. He runs a drift
Yeah,
event.
I think he's super
And
involved. But
Ryan Lontaine, but they're forced to communicate. Andy N runs a laundromat. I don't think he communicate like he's very talkative or very outgoing.
yeah,
He's a good guy, but he just
No, he's
not-
definitely an entrepreneur. I think he has like a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay at one of his laundromats when I'm in Irwindale, so I'm gonna hit him up and see if he has
Hell
room
yeah.
available.
We should all go hang out and like
do
like
autograph
a
signings.
laundry mat, like crawl like from
La-
one to the other.
laundromat part. Yeah, let's crawl.
Have you washed your suit this season?
The what?
Have you washed your racing suit?
Yeah, I have actually.
Why did you
I'm
wash
either
it?
gaining weight or it's shrinking, but it's yeah.
Do you wash it because of champagne or do you wash it because of skid marks?
Good question, Corey.
I do have a very light colored suit, so you gotta make sure there's
Yeah.
none of those. But
Is it still actually light colored? Because I noticed that people with like white suits, like Turk, it's already like an off shade of yellow by the end of the season.
the biggest problem is when you have a issue with your car and your crew's in there trying to make it happen, and then
Uh-huh.
you have to jump in and you're like, man, this is a really expensive race suit, but I gotta lay down on this grease and help my
Right.
guys get this car going. Other than that, they survive okay.
That's actually a really good strategy now that I think about it. I'm going to get a white suit for
Sorry,
next
guys.
I tried, and it's still like
Can't help you out.
It
No.
doesn't. Yeah, you still have to jump in there and get. Stuff
No,
done.
well, think about this. Think about if you had a white suit, right, and you're late to the driver's meeting, you just roll in some grease and shit, and you run to the driver's meeting. Dude, I've been wrenching on this thing underneath it, and you're just covered head to toe in grease.
What is that? What benefit does that get you?
Just because I think with a black suit, you can't prove that you're working on something, but
Whoa,
I think if you
whoa, whoa,
smother
whoa.
yourself in some
All
what?
right, we're gonna tiptoe around that real quick.
Sam, please.
Move. Next question. Go.
Corey, didn't you have like this thing where you didn't wash your racing suit for Lucky?
Yeah, it was a good luck thing.
Yeah, I didn't wash it.
Never done it work, and
yeah, it didn't work
the suit
at all.
still
Do,
stinks.
do you have the removable crotch, or you just?
Yeah, I
Like
put
a cod
pads.
piece?
I put pads in there and pull the pads out for each round.
You put Pat in there?
Yeah, pad.
Corey drives around with a cod piece in the front.
Yeah. It's like chaps.
Yeah.
I just change those up.
It's like the belt, the seat belts.
I've
on my-
tried
on
every
my-
superstition you guys can think of, hoping for good luck. And I
Have
haven't
you put a vodka-soaked tampon in your bum?
no, I haven't done that yet.
I hear
I'm
that.
waiting to see. Well, after seeing Paco's performance last night, I don't
I'm
think
pretty
it works.
sure that's written into the sporting regulations. You can't do that, right?
Yeah, just before you line up, you crank one out and then go do a couple runs.
That's what was missing last night. I wasn't wearing my diaper.
True.
Remember
Oh,
my harness.
have you guys seen Paco's racing belts
Oh
in
yeah,
the van?
what the fuck is up with that?
It
Can you
had-
describe what your? I know. I think we've talked about this before. But
It
describe Odi your belt system.
So in
Wait.
the van.
do you know what Paco drifts?
It's Previa, right?
Okay.
Yes, okay. So he's
Awesome.
Hey,
aware.
question though. Every
Yeah.
Previa I see on the freeway, it makes like a whistling sound. Why? What's in the motor and the
There's-
drivetrain that makes
It's
that
the whistle
whistling?
tips.
No,
he
there's
puts in the
actually
exhaust.
Yeah,
there's
the whistles go woo-woo.
NA and they are supercharged. So the supercharged ones, when they're all the supercharger whistles.
All right, cool. I'm sure all the listeners that have noticed that Previa whistle, I'm sure they appreciated that.
There you go.
And the
Yep.
whistlers go woo woo, right, Corey?
It's
Yeah.
only like
Bub
15 more
rubbing little
horsepower
sis. You
anyway.
You should be
so-
up in the morning making breakfast
Yeah.
or something.
Yes, that's only in the morning. By the way, this is the earliest podcast we've
Ever
shot.
done.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
that's why Paco sleeps and he doesn't set alarms anymore.
Oh, I did set it. I put it on at 7:30 and I just never heard it.
We had to do it this early because old man Odie was just like, oh, I wake up with the sun and I go to bed with the sunset. So you better, I got to be in bed by 6:30 tonight.
Yeah, tucked in, ready to go.
I actually did sleep in kind of, but I got woken up by a phone call from home with my daughter on the phone. So even if she's not with me, she like wakes me up on
What
the
That's
phone.
awesome.
What a little bitch. Sorry. I hope she doesn't listen to this someday.
Fuck, Sam, you fucking
I'm sorry.
asshole.
What's your daughter's name?
It's Audrina.
Hi,
Audrina. I'm sorry.
Rena.
You should get punched in the face.
This is Sam from the past. And I want you to know that your dad is a great guy. I was the thing in my head was going back and forth. Should I be a dick? Should I be nice? Should I be?
Come on, Samuel.
It's funny because when you're nice, you're just like, it's okay.
It definitely feels forced,
Hold
doesn't
on.
it?
You know, I want to get off topic here. I know we're really
Well,
on
we've
a
been off
straight
talking
line.
since
No.
at least since I got here.
I want to know Odi before drifting. Odi, what did you do for work?
Well, throughout college, I was running field suspension. That's like when I started the company.
How long ago was that?
2007 was the official start date of field suspension.
Wow, what did you do?
You always-
What did you do first job leading up to field? What was your career path?
Well, while I was in high school, I basically was like a handyman for this like big corporate company, and I would like pull weeds, repaint bathrooms. Like it
That's
was
cool.
It's not cool, but when you're in high school and you get paid like way more than McDonald's or any of those places pay, you
That's
think
cool.
it's pretty cool.
I worked at Peter Piper Pizza.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What were the perks of working at that pizza place?
Well, we talked about this before. I did cut and call for a while, so that's when you cut the pizza and call it over the microphone when your order's ready.
Yep.
Order 24 is
Yeah, pepperoni pizza order number 34.
but did you get like all you can eat pizza every day?
No, but when I made the
How do you think
but when
you
I
had
made
that
the
body?
pizzas, I used to do the old fashioned trick: 3 for you, 1 for me. So as I'm throwing pepperonis out, I'd pop one in just to keep me steamed up. And then I got a promotion to go to the toy station.
Yeah, how did that go, Corey?
Well, I sampled every candy at least once a day.
Yep.
So I
just
was
to make sure everything's fresh.
Tootsie Roll, Warheads, Laffy Taffy. So that was good. And then also I'd pocket a few tokens on the way home to give out and distribute to my boys at school for a couple bones. So I was hustling
You're like
tokens
skimming.
on the side.
The
Yeah, I was just trying to
black market tokens.
Yeah, I was hustling it there, and then from there I worked at the Phoenix Zoo, which everybody knows my career path there. And then
Odie, did you hear that episode? Do you know his career path?
No, the zoo like was.
Yeah, the Phoenix Zoo.
Let's just summarize real quick what happened at the zoo, Corey.
So okay,
Did monkeys ever fling feces at you?
no, I didn't
No,
make
but
it that far.
Corey flung a bit of his own.
So okay, I got let go from Peter Piper Pizza because some kid pooped in the playpen, like wiped his poop everywhere, and
And it was your responsibility to clean it up?
well, I had the manager come over. He's like, "Hey, Corey, do you want to just like we're getting ready to close up? You mind checking the pen too?" Like he knew somebody took a Duke in there, so like I was like, okay. So to get up there, I remember there's like these levels that were uneven, so you have to crawl like snake your way up to the top.
Dude, this job sounds like a freaking nightmare.
Yeah,
Sounds
you
like
know, I was
shit.
16, 17, just living it up, making like $5 an hour. So I get to the top, and literally, some kid just did like dookie crayons all over the wall, and I remember crawling back down. I was like, "I'm sorry, but I can't clean that up. I'm gonna throw up in there." Like, all right, well, we're gonna have to let you go then. I was like, "See you later." And then that started my next career path at the zoo, which I was there for about 4 or 5 months, and
Concessions.
food. I wasn't allowed to hang out with animals. I wasn't trained enough, right?
I think they just didn't trust you, Corey.
Yeah. So I was managing the human food, actually. So those were the animals I was kind of managing.
But you were handling like it was animal food.
Oh, so like pizzas,
Pretty much.
pretzels, just basic cart food. But anyway, some chick at the front was being kind of rude, and she ordered a big zoo dog, which is a 12-inch hot dog. I remember pulling it out of the fridge and swinging it around like a Willie Nelson.
His story never gets old.
Yeah, and she saw it and then told my manager that I was pretending that the hot dog was my Willie Nelson. So that was my career path. So you pulled weeds, you painted. Anything exciting after that?
That's when I started kind of dabbling with working on suspension. I was actually still in high school.
A lot exciting, more exciting than my career.
So I raced motocross here and there, and then started tuning like motocross suspension, and
What is with
started
every,
a business out of a garage doing suspension work.
That's awesome.
Why does
And-
every drifter come from motocross? Not every, but 90% of them seem to have done motocross at some point.
Are you saying we're all bros, or
No, I'm just saying, like, what is it in your head that you were
well,
doing?
motocross is a lot of fun, and the like entry barriers to entry are fairly low. So like anyone that's like a gearhead or has some screws maybe loose in their head, they
Yeah.
find themselves on a dirt bike easily and quickly. And then you get hurt, or you realize the ability to get hurt is really easy, but you still want to go fast and do cool shit. So
Fair
you
enough.
find that drifting is
Cool
kind
shit.
of familiar.
It's similar but safer.
Yeah,
You can do it if you're older.
There's definitely like a lot of elements of the sport, not necessarily the driving aspect or whatever, but a lot of elements that cross over.
Well, yeah, you have to be like a total fit athlete to do motocross, and in drifting, you could look like Corey. Right, Corey?
So
Yeah.
I remember some of your old photos from when you started drifting. You look like a pro skater, kind of like you had like the spike hair and
Odie?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was like, hey, this guy is like an extreme
Well,
sport kind
I
of guy.
skateboarded a lot actually.
That
Yeah,
was
Junior high and-
unresponsible Odie.
yeah.
That was unresponsible
Ah.
Odie. He's evolved from then.
Could
So
you
now
do?
he uses a
Could you do a kickflip?
Yeah, I could do a kickflip.
Could you do a varial kickflip?
Yes.
Oh.
What about pop
What
shove
about a
it?
nollie?
Yes.
What about a fucking?
You're very well versed in.
What about fakie shove it?
Yeah, I don't know if I could still do that or not.
Backside board slide?
I think so. Yeah, I could do
Fakey-
board slides usually
50-50?
either direction. Yeah. Yeah.
Fake it,
Climb
nollie,
bow.
dark side,
Bunt slide.
angle slide.
Dark slide ankle slide.
Could you do?
No,
G's-
dark slides are horrible. That's how you ruin your grip tape.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
what
just-
what you
I
just
thought
scrape
those
up.
were retarded.
But how does that even work though? Because like I never understood the dark slide because the friction of the grip tape. That
That's the
seems
whole
like it's-
idea. That's what makes it
no,
harder.
like two hard surfaces actually are very low coefficient of friction. So
Shut up, you stupid engineer. God damn it.
So it works, but it's retarded because you end up just smashing up the
grip
grip
tape?
tape. Yeah.
Yeah, one time I did.
And
dark
I couldn't
slide.
do them, so I thought they were retarded.
Yep.
That's why.
Could you do a 3-stair?
Yeah, I could. I
4-stair?
think, yeah.
5-stair?
Are you?
I think I was too big of a wuss to do like 5 stairs
I did a
consistently.
5-stair, you
Only
little
if
bitch.
I got
No,
peer
you
pressured
didn't,
into it.
Sam.
I I may have tried.
Sam, you're like the most flamboyant skater ever. In
You
the
know what? I've
world.
done 5 stairs and more, but the ones that are really shallow
Yeah.
and like kind of long, so you just go really fast and you don't even
Just
have to ollie your.
Sam, you look more like a fruit booter than a roller
No,
skater.
I was a hardcore skater kid, and I was the first among my
We
friends.
should play skate after this episode.
Oh no,
Downstairs.
I'm down.
I don't have a skateboard right now, unfortunately. But
I think Corey has his ripstick on the trunk of his
yeah,
car.
I'll bust on my rollerblades and we'll have a skate off.
Oh yeah,
Do you guys fit in size 12s?
yeah.
If not, too bad. You're wearing them anyways.
I want to see four-wheel drive fruit boots versus skateboards because I think Forsberger could have gone full pro fruit booting, and I think there was someone else that did fruit boots.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what I'm going to do for next year? I'm going to take roller skates to each round and skate the track instead of walk the track.
That's a good idea. Please do.
I still have when we did the Hoonigan spot review. I still have those skates.
Hell yeah.
So-
What about the eyeball helmet?
I have the eyeball helmet too.
Oh, God.
So I can really skate the track to really check out some spots, or if you want to tow me on your bike or golf cart.
Yeah.
golf cart
Or
while doing a wheelie on the golf
I feel
cart.
like Corey was a razor scooter kid.
That's way after my time, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what generation is that? It's not millennials. They don't think that's cool. What?
Yeah, that's probably late. Well, do you know what I was more of? I was
No,
more
it was millennials.
No, I was more of a
Generation Y.
soap guy. Soap
Oh,
shoes.
yeah. That's what the lazy kids did.
I don't understand why those aren't. Yeah, I remember the real fat kid in my middle school had soaps, and he would like just hop at a curb and like grind for a half inch, and be like soaps.
And then 180 off.
Yep.
At least you didn't have the the wheelie shoes, right? Like
Oh,
shoes
the
with little-
Heelys.
Dude, those
the
are the
Heelys.
I really need some for Formula Drift. I think
The Heeley
I'd be
Dans.
so much more efficient if I had Heelys.
It's on
Do you
my
think you
watch
could
list.
drive a car with roller skates on?
I probably could.
All right. Maybe get special pedals so you could lock in your roller skates.
Well, back in the day, do you remember the throttle pedal with the wheel on it?
I remember the throttle pedal with a foot.
Yeah, that's another good one. Have you ever thought about putting that in your drift car, Odie? That's
No,
good. That's a good
no.
question, Sam.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
it'd probably be hard to find that throttle.
Hey, should we do a segment hard questions for Odie?
Yeah.
We have actually a lot of hard questions coming from the Instagram.
Kaylee,
so-
you can just walk across the camera. You don't have to crawl across the ground. Corey's girlfriend is crawling underneath the camera. Oh, she just bumped it. You should pull
And she pulls the whole camera to the ground.
destroying the show.
So, hard questions with
For
Odie.
Odie.
Odie, what's your favorite kind of gumball?
That's wow.
I only know of the ones that like are in the vending machines at grocery stores, but
Great answer.
the green ones.
That's
Great
good.
answer. What
Green ones are watermelon.
Corey, what's your favorite hard question?
My favorite hard question for Odie, man, I'm trying to find a good enough one and proper enough one that I can ask on the air, but have you ever accidentally put your shoes on the wrong feet before?
Yeah, when I was like 5 years old, I believe I did actually.
That's awesome.
It's because Corey
It was
does it
frustrating.
still to the day.
That's super cool. I've always wondered that. What about you, Paco? Do you have a question, a hard question for Odie?
Hard question from Odi. I thought he involved living in Utah, but now that I know that he doesn't, it's just kind of like pointless.
All right, what's your favorite? If have you ever been in a food fight?
Sorry, Paco.
Hey,
It's okay. You
no.
can-
Here's seriously a question for Odie. I've been wondering this since I've known you.
Yeah, me too.
If you ever were in a food fight or are in a food fight, what food would you throw at people and why?
It'd have to be something that like splats.
Okay.
It comes off of a spoon, like yogurt or sour cream, probably.
You seem like a yogurt thrower.
Yeah.
like a yogurt slinger.
Maybe a little bit of granola, so it has some abrasive qualities when you fling it.
That's
Like a
that-
parfait. Parfait is my
the human parfait. That's
Odie the parfait back cheese.
That's his wrestling name.
I feel
Odie coming out at 150 pounds
from Salt Lake City.
Utah, the human parfait, and you'd come out to like that. We are the champions, the champions.
That's my favorite song.
Yep.
I feel like yogurt slinger is a good term for.
He'd come out as a wild western cowboy, but instead of guns in his holster, he has 2 packs of yogurt.
like
Yeah, just
shooting Gogurt.
I think that's a good transition into our Instagram fan questions here. We got
Yeah, because
some.
they have better questions than us.
We got some real.
obviously.
We got some real zing dingers. I'm sure today.
my internet's not working.
Bradford the Fish says, "Why did you decide to start driving the Hyundai?" We answered that mostly, but to go deeper into that, why the Hyundai and why not some other car? Was that just the opportunity presented itself?
Yeah, the opportunity with Arc Performance presented itself, and I wanted to work with those guys. So they are in the business of selling parts, tailored to the Hyundai Genesis Coupe and other Korean cars. So that was the car they wanted me to campaign. I wanted them as a sponsor, and that's how I'm in the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. And also what we mentioned earlier, it's an opportunity to drive a more modern vehicle, do something different, appeal to a niche of car enthusiasts that aren't necessarily following drifting, because there's no one driving one of those right now.
Is that the same Genesis that was running on one of the Genesis that was running on previous year? Or is
Jesus
that
Christ, Paco.
Paco showed up really
show
late.
up on time, Paco.
Yeah, just real quick.
we'll lighten you up later. The fans need to hear your negligence. So, by the way, the show's looking for sponsors. If you guys are interested in sponsoring the show, just give us some money. Big Al says, would you rather have dick-sized nipples or a nipple-sized dick?
And don't forget, we're looking for sponsors.
Yep.
Man, that's a good question.
Who was that from?
Probably nipples or dick-sized nipples, because you could have those removed. So
No, that's actually part of that's part of the thing. You can't have them. You can't have them removed. He said that.
Why would you want to get those removed? They'll be like, wow, look at those.
I mean, I think that the efficiency of what you could do with those is just incredible.
would they have mammary glands in them though? Because
That's a great question. Yes, they do.
Then no sense in removing them for Paco, I guess.
Yeah. Paco's always had a milk thing.
Sure.
Leches.
I heard that Paco only looks at pregnant porn. Is that true? Discuss. No? Okay. Yeah, so send over your sponsorship deal. We'll sign it. No questions asked.
I love it.
X Aquaman X wants to know what engine is going in the Nissan Z. You have a Z?
Yeah, it's a 370.
Yeah, honestly, I love race cars that are like built and blah, 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 but I wanted a car I could street drive to the track and go spend some laps and have fun, and that thing's going to have the stock, 370Z motor in it for a while. It's just a fun like car to beat on,
Yeah.
So.
Forsberg's developing that motor a little bit, it seems, like in his twin turbo demo car thing.
Yeah, and he's doing a cool thing, but like
I
just want like
that's
a cool
more than you want. You want
cool
something
car to just beat on once in a while.
That's not going to hopefully break every day.
Yeah, just
We're jumping on the street car demo car train that
He already has one 'cause he's
I've
got his
always had a
S14.
street car that I could go out and just
He used
beat
to have a
on,
C5
so-
Corvette too, Paco.
Oh, well.
So you guys have something in common.
Me too.
Other than both being Mexican, you guys both used to own Corvettes.
Oh,
Mexicans from Utah.
Odi is secret Mexican because he doesn't look
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, he's from Guadalajara.
He's
with
an
Paco.
immigrant.
I am a first-generation immigrant.
Yeah,
so
see?
I feel you, Paco.
Where are you from?
Thanks, bro.
I'm from Lithuania. It's a small country in Europe.
Is that the one that's shaped like a chicken bone? Chicken wing?
No. What? I don't know what kind of food it's shaped like, but it's
That's a good tough question, Odi.
okay.
Like a baby back
it's
rib.
one of the 3 Baltic countries, so it's like there's Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and then Poland underneath.
Ooh, Latvia. Who would win a fight, you or Kristaps?
Oh, God.
Kristaps is kind of a pretty big dude, man. He's but
He's
I think I'm
dude,
fast.
man.
Like
Lithuania
so,
looks like a
it'd be
pork chop.
it'd be a good fight. Like, I think I could out.
Are you looking
Yeah.
up Lithuania, Sam?
Yeah,
Is
so
that what it looks like?
Lithuania actually looks like, maybe you could look at like a chicken wing that still has a bit of like
it looks
the
like a
arm on.
miniature continent of Africa, kind of.
So are you
like a
from
ribeye with.
Vilnius or Kaunas?
I was born in Kaunas, and Vilnius is the capital.
Ooh.
Which actually Vilnius is a really cool city. It's very historic. There's the whole country is beautiful.
What is the language over there?
It's Lithuanian.
Oh,
It's
you
a
dumb
straight
fuck.
Yeah, come on, Paco, you
Hey,
idiot.
that's a legitimate question.
There's so many variations of similar
Right.
languages around there. So,
But it's actually a really, really old language. And
can you still speak it?
I do. I speak it, read it, write it.
Oh,
My parents did. They put in quite a bit of effort to make sure that I retain my Lithuanian, history and knowledge base of the area. So I actually went to a school like every weekend when I was a kid, even though I lived in the U.S. to still learn the grammar and how to properly speak Lithuanian, the
That's
history and
cool.
all that. So
can you read the next question in Lithuanian, please?
actually, I should post this. Maybe we could get some Lithuanians that are awake in the middle of the night because it's nighttime in Lithuania and get Lithuanian questions. That'd be kind of cool.
This one's from Hamburglar 6969. He says, "Are you a dirty commie?"
No, actually, that
Okay.
that's an interesting question, but
Hamburglar
that
is
sucked.
one of
That was
our-
It's a clean one.
that sucked for that whole region. I mean, the Soviet Union had occupied a large portion of Europe, and
Yeah.
that was horrible. And
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad they had 100 tank-size Odis fighting him off.
So answer the question.
Hell no.
All right, Red Odie.
All right, here we go. I got one from Manutastic.
Oh,
Is there
first-time
a
listener.
driver you have never battled against and would love to? He can come from FD or any other series.
Paco Ibarra,
You know,
obviously. Spin in front of you.
And who's your favorite person to tandem with in FD? So two-piece question.
Two-piece question. The first question is I don't know of anyone that I haven't battled with in FD that I would really want to. But when I went to Japan, I was supposed to battle Kawabata, and I kind of did, but my car like totally cut out, so it wasn't really battling. It'd really be cool to be able to do that again.
Like a redo with Kawabata.
Yeah.
Who's Super D are they bringing?
Nakamura.
Oh, Nakamura. Okay, sorry.
Could you beat Takumi Fujiwara?
What about Kobayashi?
Kobayashi.
But the hot dog eater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was the second part of the question?
who's your favorite tandem in
tandem?
FD?
That's
Daigo?
tough because no.
That was a joke.
Forsberg.
Forsberg's fun, but it's
Osbo?
stressful because it's hard to beat that guy.
mean,
Osbo is fun too. I've had encounters with Osbo, but he's fun. Honestly, I have a lot of fun running with Matt Field. He's just
Yeah.
like super aggressive. He's cocky, but a super nice guy.
Dude, I didn't know
And
this until
I
recently.
like the just battling with him.
That's
It makes him rage.
determination.
I like that. And
Yeah.
he drives super hard, and it makes me want to drive super hard. And all the battles are usually fun to watch, I think.
Have you battled Alec Honadell?
That's a good question.
There's that video.
No,
I think it wasn't
I
a battle. It
ran
was
tandem with him.
practice.
Oh yeah, we
where
had a
he-
good time.
Where he's like tapping his door,
yeah,
and the camera's in your car.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, hit me.
yeah, and
That was pretty cool.
you know that's really how it is when you have a good run. Like that's what we're thinking. But yeah, he went the extra distance and stuck his hand out the window. And, like,
Nice.
so.
That was just like a practice run, right?
It was a practice run,
Yeah.
but his wing blew off on the initiation, like on the bank, and it hit my car, and
I remember that actually.
it actually dented my car. And I don't have windows, so it could have like went into my face, which was kind of freaky. But I was just chasing him in the moment, didn't think about that, and
That's
then
why we wear closed face helmets in FD,
Send him the
right?
bill.
Big Alf again. This is the guy that asked the award-winning nipple dick question. What would you say was your best moment in FD?
getting my first win last year in Atlanta. That was like the amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And the whole event went pretty smooth, and I really liked that.
I
like,
teared up for that one.
Yeah.
I was there for that.
Mostly
it
because
was
of
a good event. It was Atlanta has such a good vibe. Period.
Yeah.
And then winning there is like just tops it off.
That seems to be pretty much every driver's favorite track because the fans are wild. They're wild everywhere, but Atlanta fans are the most wild, and it's the most serious, real track that's in FD.
It is a prestigious track in a way. The venue is amazing, and I think the people are wild because they have so much space to be wild. Like
Yeah.
you could do whatever.
Did you see or listen to our Grid Life cast that we did?
I did not get a chance.
You piece of
Man,
shit.
you're missing
So what do
so
you?
sorry.
So they were doing initiations there at like 140 miles an hour and totally nailing it. Would you like to see that in FD?
It'd be fun. I think it'd be a handful to keep in control for like
Tandem, close tandem, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they weren't really
no,
good.
and it'd be fun, but like when
Yeah.
you crash, unfortunately, you couldn't just call 5 minutes probably and
Yeah.
and
But
patch it up. It'd
Allow me. So
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go. Paco always has to. He can't just say what he has to say. He has to go like, "Hey Corey," or "Allow me," or "I have
allow
something to say."
because
Allow me.
I have
Allow me.
proper manners and education, unlike you guys.
Education.
Education.
Okay, Rico.
From what the way we've seen Formula Drift evolving, how like people's bringing 1,200 horsepower.
I don't believe in
cars.
evolution. I'm from Utah.
Yeah.
Right, Odi? Am I right, bro?
Knuckle up.
Found it.
I'm sorry. I was posting about your show right now on
know,
my
I
phone. You caught me off guard.
I know it's okay.
Trying to
No,
help
it's
you
fine.
guys, but
No,
I
no,
feel
it's
like
okay.
I'm being set up. What was
But
that?
judging like how things evolve from 350 horsepower
4,000
SR20s,
years ago, there was.
then
No, 2011. I had 330 to the wheels.
see
That's
See?
crazy.
I mean,
So it has evolved a lot.
then 800, 1,000, 1,200, 22-inch wheels, nitros, like twin turbos. It's just there's no limit, right? I can totally see the series evolving into even higher speeds. Like saying, you know what, we're gonna have a round.
Well, that's how you differentiate
we-
it from the lesser peasants is that you've got to.
No. What I'm saying is like Atlanta seems like the right place to start like a new trend. You know what? Next year or in 2 years.
Well, the drivers did nail it almost like nonstop this year. Like no one really had a huge kitty litter incident, so I say we make it harder on them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So since everybody's getting it right now, except the Pro 2 guys, sorry.
That's fine. Honestly, they should have an earlier starting line and then make the FD start line like 100 yards back, and then
exactly
get
make
you guys
it even,
an extra,
make it even
not 100
exactly.
yards,
so
get like 100 feet.
Initiation like 20, 30 miles.
Just add another 20 or 20 miles per hour to it. Let's just get weird.
Sure.
Make it 105.
And initiate like way up in the hill. I can totally see the guys doing it. You can do it, Odi.
I don't have a problem with that. And
Exactly.
honestly, anything that would be like better for people that are watching this stuff. But the issue is, so you want a tight battle, a tight tandem battle. Otherwise, it just looks like crap. So
FD 2004.
Unfortunately, the differences in horsepower, even if they're not that huge, would play a big factor in separation before we even start drifting on us straight away like that into initiation. So it might actually ruin the show.
What, the start chicane is not enough to...
That's enough. And the run-up is just short enough to where there's not ample time for the less powerful car to fall back. But if you make the initiation super long, I feel like maybe the lesser powerful cars are going to fall back. And you're not even going to have a tandem battle.
Yeah, I can see that.
But don't you think that will actually push drivers to make more horsepower? I mean, because that's what's been happening.
How about making more grip instead of horsepower?
Yeah,
it doesn't help you in a drag race, though.
It does to a certain point. But if they're really long, then, you're...
I mean, you've been... Totally,
like when we drag raced my car last night, it was cool up until like I'm in fourth gear. Then I'm just waiting for it to pick up more speed. That's when you need more power. So then if you make the initiation longer in Formula Drift, guys with less horsepower would be in that same predicament. You shift third, fourth, and now you're just waiting to pick up speed while your other opponent is just gaining distance on you.
Yeah, and you can't gear that out.
No, you have the rest of the course to deal with. So gearing's super important in the turns you're actually drifting. So if you start gearing the car just for top speed, that would be
but sorry, but
we would need sequential like 5 speeds or 6 speeds, and it would just
like today with Pro 2 and Pro completely different separate, and Pro guys are only 32 to 35 drivers. To me, it seems like it will filter more commitment. Like people who's got like even more like better programs. Look at Kristaps Blues. Like it's his second year, and he's coming out swinging with a big car, like well prepared. Like $100,000 build. I think
can't really put a price on it, by the way. But.
Well, yeah, and he
remember
doesn't
that
want to
episode
know.
we
He
asked
doesn't
him?
want. Well, no one tell you, but I think for pro level, it seems like. Half-assed, and I'm not saying anybody has a half-assed car, but half-assed cars should not be making it to the pro level. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're
everybody on pro should be able to run a car that is up to that, like part to Forsberg and Vaughn and all these guys who like very, very professionally built cars, right?
I don't understand where that question was going.
I think what Paco is saying is like he wants stricter like barriers to entry to make the show look professional, right? But I think we're moving at the right pace.
I think
exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
If you amp it up a little more, then you're gonna see a smaller grid of drivers, and we don't want that either.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's not something that I would expect to be pushed into to the drivers. It's just like if you just don't do it, you won't succeed. Period.
And if you don't use it, you lose it. I've heard.
That's true. That well, just
in terms of dinger.
Yeah. I got a question, Odi. What do you think of qualifying?
Should it be gone?
No, that question was from Dinger Banger 6969.
Dingerberries 44 with the
69.
What do you think of qualifying?
I think it's cool from a driver's standpoint because you drive completely different in qualifying. It's a whole different strategy. But from the perspective of fans, I could see where that's like boring to them.
What about
they come to watch cars battle like door to door, not do single solo runs?
What about for the good of the sport?
Well, that's what I mean.
Future.
For the good of the sport, I feel like qualifying is not entertaining, and it's making the show a lot longer than it should be.
Wet Whistle 3364 asked,
how would you replace qualifying?
How would you replace qualifying?
I'm not the guy to answer that. There's a lot of
Odi,
there's a lot of theories to do it.
If you were, but let's talk about your personal opinion. Like we've gone over the theories extensively on the show. In your own personal opinion, though, what would you like to see?
to be honest, I haven't thought of which one is going to be the most beneficial.
Oh, great answer.
Like,
Go fuck off. Go. God damn it.
no, but seriously, because I'd say like seed the drivers, right? But that sucks because then it kind of
Your first
separates
bad round screws you.
it separates the drivers that are really good that had maybe a bad round. So
Yeah.
But what about pill draw? We were talking about that.
that's like maybe like a hacky sack tournament at that time.
The thing is like
I think it's pretty cool
think
because
about this.
we talked about the
We
fan
talked about
aspect.
this,
Yeah.
and you can get your team involved, you can get fans involved, you can get sponsors involved. Imagine if you had somebody that
Let
invested
someone
in your
draw your number.
program and pull a number out of a hat or whatever it is. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more sophisticated than a hat that you draw out
right.
of.
But
I heard it'll be,
it takes the whole element of strategically, qualifying well, and then the bracket is assembled in a way where it rewards the guys that are qualifying well or have done.
But once again, it's going back to the progression.
It's
of the
rewarding.
sport.
Good
I know, but
driving,
it would take those elements out, the strategy out, so it would dumb down the sport. I think it would take elements away from the sport that maybe spectators do like the strategy, like the diehard. Like imagine like Formula One not having all the intricacies of it that spectators actually like, that they like reading about. And
I'm not fully behind it. I just think that it'd be silly. I don't know. It's totally viable, I think, maybe. But because, you do lose that aspect.
But
I guess I'm more on the fence of, okay, have qualifying, but maybe have it just like
One
not a
round.
part of the show, or maybe have it super sped up in some sort of way.
Yeah. Or you could do one and done. No, but I mean, how does Formula One qualifying
Have qualifying basically a part
Formula
of
One
practice.
qualifies based on.
don't they have an open track for a few minutes?
Yeah, no, they do. They do best lap time.
work? It's your fastest lap over
Yeah.
a couple laps.
Yeah, so I think they give I once again, don't quote me on this, but I think they have like allotted time, like 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can run as many laps as you can in that period
Would
of
you
time.
hit the
Your
best time?
fastest, yeah.
Best time wins.
But see, like that's the thing. Formula One, it's a game of speed. So whoever is the fastest gets to go to the front. Where
We should change Formula Drift like that.
in Formula Drift, it's a
It
game
was
of
kind of like
judging.
that,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
2011.
I was going to say.
It's a game of judging people against each other. So when you do qualifying, well, that was a nice run, but can that run be good for tandem? That's why I feel like qualifying on Formula Drift is very different from any other motorsports because
really-
it doesn't really have
that's a
anything
bold
to do with the
statement.
actual
It's a bold
battle.
statement, Paco.
It is a bold statement.
That's the
But the other
bold
thing
man.
too is a pill draw still has a lot of variables in it. It has a lot of variables that you.
But Odi's
you
just
have-
saying that it's not skill-based variables.
funny story.
It may not be,
Funny story.
but
Last night.
adjustability, tuning wise, is still all going to be the same. Depending on how your pill is, you're still going to have to tune your car to that person or adapt to his driving style really fast. But in the meantime, on Thursday, you can still do open practice.
I think it's crazy because we could see a Forsberg versus Osbo or an Odi versus Vaughn in top 32.
Oh, easy.
And that changes everything.
Yep.
But maybe it shouldn't be changed that way. I don't know. Maybe we should see
no,
those
I
battles
feel
later.
like that's what makes the sport cool is that it rewards the better drivers, and then it seemed like you'd be in a constant chaos. Like it's just like you never get rewarded for being like the better driver.
Yeah.
So I got another question from Corey Hosford 44. What do you get for qualifying 33rd?
well,
You get to relax and not have to run the rest of the weekend.
Corey,
That's brilliant.
Corey, I was going to say what you'd get when you qualify 33rd is an Osbo championship.
wow.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
it's your fault, Corey.
Not that Osbo doesn't deserve championships.
We
but
experienced pill drop last night
Yeah,
at our little.
You can't
have
judge
you guys
off of that.
have you guys talked about that?
That was
Yeah.
a cluster.
It was like totally a cluster, man.
Yeah,
but-
the competition wasn't very good. Go ahead, next question for you. We got to get these guys rolling.
this one is from sweaty lady 45. Who do you think's going to win Irwindale?
Odie.
Or the championship as a whole is what he also said.
Well,
parentheses.
Steigo's not here right now. He usually wins Irwindale.
yeah.
God.
Who's going to win Irwindale and who's
Couple-
going to win the championship?
Previous years,
You know,
it was.
People are gonna be like, "There's something rumbling over there."
Yeah,
Hey,
Rumble in the
Did Corey
Bronx.
just earthquake it?
Not yet. No, I got some on deck though.
You have a silencer on.
If honestly, I think I could definitely win. Obviously,
Oh,
I wouldn't
God,
be going.
Don't be a Matt Field.
Don't be like that's a Matt Field.
I'm with
answer.
Odie on this. I'm with Odie on
All right,
this.
so you're going to win Irwindale. Who's going to win the championship?
I don't want to even know. I think it's gonna be good though.
You don't want to know?
No.
It's a drama.
But let's call it out right now.
Probably Chris.
Yeah, I mean that's the easiest thing to say because he's in the lead by 50
Wrong.
points.
I gave Ryan Sajan $20 to have on.
Well,
my
according
side.
Yeah.
according to Reg Magazine, hi Jojo.
Hey, Joe. He doesn't listen.
According to, you still have a chance to win if Forsberg and Osbo screw up on.
And don't qualify.
No. I think that if they screw up on top 32,
yeah.
and Osbo on top 16, you can still win the series.
But if Forsberg gets past top 32,
That's it.
not that well.
If he
That's
makes,
it for
if,
Odi.
if Forsberg makes top 16, I think Odi doesn't have a chance for first. But you still have a chance for second or third.
Yeah,
That's
Paco,
the thing, man.
Yeah.
You still
Yeah.
how you say?
I have a chance to do
yeah.
better than I've done in the previous season, so that's always exciting. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, didn't you won World Championship last year?
No, I placed second.
Oh,
Wow, way to
Yeah.
bring that up.
Jesus. But it's not bad. I mean, a second
No,
place
no,
in
it's
the
not
World
bad.
Championships.
Yeah, I mean there's technically a world championship this season as well. I wish it was more like sought after title, but it's kind of
It won't
really.
grow into it, I think.
Hopefully it will. It's cool that the series is going global, but it actually probably looks good on paper, and honestly, it probably helped me put it on basically the proposals going into the season. So
I mean, personally,
that's never a bad thing.
as a fan, to be able to say like, oh yeah, he's second in the world.
Exactly.
You know,
it sounds like
That's
a lot,
big.
right? So yeah.
I just think that drivers maybe they're desensitized maybe a little bit after like, well, I'm just a driver, But for the fans,
we're desensitized to a lot of stuff. We got some problems.
exactly. But for the
we
fans,
crash cars twice at least a month, and it's okay.
Yeah, but for the fans, it means a lot. I mean, just like last night when you were saying like, oh, I sold that girl some coilovers. When I went to talk to her, and she was like, oh yeah, I know it was him. I was kind of like shy about saying hi to him.
He is a very handsome man.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's taken,
thank you,
ladies.
yeah.
Ladies, he's taken. Just so you know,
Well, we already talked about his kid a bunch, but maybe you were asleep for that still. I don't remember
That
when you
was-
woke up today.
like 10:30. No, but anyways, yeah, like for the fans, it means a lot. I don't know if necessarily in paper. I don't know how you guys market.
Eating paper?
No, how you market yourselves for the sponsors and all that stuff. But you can always say like, hey, fans love me.
Paco, I'll have you revise my proposal for
Yeah.
Please
2017.
send me. I'll fact check it. I'll make sure everything is fine. I'll get you at least a sponsorship with Maximum Driftcast.
Paco can make a
Okay.
sweet deck. Yeah, what we'll give you is about...
If you guys supply me with these mimosas, then
Ooh,
Deal. I knew I
Really?
could get you to drink before you compete.
I think we should bring mimosas
So
for
this
Odi at Irwindale.
This is not a fake name. This is XX Beaver Babe 420XX. If you're stranded on an island, who would you eat first for survival? Chris Forsberg, Jared DeAnda, or Corey Hosford?
Ooh. Who's between Corey? I think it's between Corey
Well,
and
I was
Jared.
going to say, well, yeah, I don't want to answer for him, but I'm going to say...
probably Jared because he's
Forsberg's
the
all
biggest,
skin
and
and
then I
bone.
could share with Corey and Chris because there's going to be enough to go around.
And you know what? The tattoos will probably give like different flavors on each piece.
That's very
like,
true. See, I feel like Forsberg would be very stringy, but, it's a lean...
Forsberg's vegan though, so he wouldn't
Ew, never
tap
mind.
into that.
You're right.
Is he vegan? I lost my all respect for him.
Oh, no. Vegans are fine.
I saw him eating a burger the other day.
Yeah, see, he's claimed that he's been a straight up vegan for the
And
past 2
eating
years.
another driver would just be gross. That's like beyond cannibalism.
Beyond cannibalism.
Forsberg's vegan, Odi's cannibal.
We're going to blast through his last question so we can keep on time. Sharkin32, if you could drift an exotic car, what would it be?
Something that I could break and laugh about. So maybe like the most expensive
Veyron?
Lamborghini or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Something that probably isn't designed to do that. At all.
I'd say, yeah, one up Daigo with a drift Lambo and do a drift Veyron and then just crash into a wall at Long Beach. Total it.
That is really I wouldn't want to crash it necessarily, but just break the drivetrain in it.
Just do a Danny George and on Long Beach. Just let Jesus take the wheel.
Danny Jorge.
Yeah, and smash it into the tire wall.
Toshihiro 808 says, "What's your fastest drift? What's the fastest you've ever drifted?"
I think it was actually in a track in Lithuania that was deemed unsafe by the FIA because it's too narrow. It was built in Soviet times,
Hell yeah!
and they disregarded like safety regulations. We initiated probably like 115 miles an hour into a blind crest down a hill.
That's 150.
115.
Oh, okay.
I think it was around that. And then it was all in kilometers.
So 80 miles an hour?
No. In kilometers is obviously much more, but
It's like a 210.
it was silly. And actually, there's a Supra that came from Russia that hit the guardrail, and we found out the guardrail is not fixated into the soil properly. It folded, and the car launched into the forest over it. So
Wow.
Was that the
That's nuts.
Supra from those videos?
Is that the Super from those videos?
Yeah, from
Odi?
there's
Oh my
there's
God.
there's these videos of this Supra drifting on the streets of St. Petersburg.
Do you know who that is?
Is
That-
it one of
one of Kristaps' bros.
Blues's
Yeah, it's the
buddies?
dude who
And
runs the
it
Corvette.
might have been the same guy,
Yeah.
but I don't remember.
Because he's wild. He's like just
Yeah, he
I'm
throttled
still
down,
trying
man.
to figure out what guy from the Supra video.
There's a cool Super video of a
That was
dude
pretty
drifting around the
casual on his
streets of
Supra.
some.
But I
some-
think you guys could look it up, like just like Lithuania Supra in a tree or Supra
Tree Supra.
like jumping over guardrail. Yeah.
94 Heliota wants to know, how do you make the suspension feel so much?
oh.
Kissy face, kissy face, kissy face.
I appreciate that question. That's nice.
Man.
We do a good job at fuel suspension because we've been doing it for a long time. But we have like the tools that a lot of other suspension companies don't have, like the shock dyno, and then we actually do a bunch of testing, gather data, and it's not just like cool marketing and put up like cool videos. We actually work our ass off.
You said shock dyno?
Yeah, shock dynometer.
How many horsepower did it make?
It's actually got a 3 horsepower engine in it.
Oh,
There you
Yeah,
go. So,
that's
so for the people who doesn't understand, you guys have pretty much a dyno for the shocks.
Yeah, so like when
Hence
you're
the name
drifting,
shock
the
dyno.
shocks move at a certain speed,
Yeah.
like through corners and when you launch. So we're able to run those shocks at those speeds inside my shop without putting them on a vehicle. And on the computer, we look and see how much force those shocks are making, and we could custom tailor the shock to make a certain amount of force so that when a customer puts it on, say, their drift car, we already know like it's tuned properly and it'll work fine for them.
For you people who's listening, that's why this guy right here knows what he's doing, and that's why his car makes so much traction and so
Do you
much.
want me to pull his dinger out so you can just suck on it? Jesus.
No, I'm being totally serious, because a lot of people doesn't understand. Like they rely on their butt dyno.
Yeah, the butt dyno.
Yeah, for not only speed but also for like, oh, it just feels a little bit loose. Like, no, Odi is like
Got
hands
a real hard
on.
butt dyno.
Yeah.
Do you know what I do like is, for you guys that know what a shock dyno is, it's a shock dyno.
The dyno that
Dyno
measures
meter. I
shocks.
added the word
Yeah.
meter to
It's
it.
a dyno for shocks.
But so for because we do have a lot of technicians and engineers listen to the show. Honestly, what makes fuel suspension better than others in your opinion?
It's honestly the knowledge base of understanding shocks, coming from a motocross background, then working on rally car suspension. And there's a great deal of on-track testing that I've done with like motocross riders, supercross riders,
Yeah.
being able to collect data and actually apply it to a shock, and then understanding how to manipulate the shock internally to get the results you want. And I think there's a lot of competitors out there that we have as a company, but a lot of the competitors separate themselves with, marketing budgets, and
Yeah.
that's something that I think really separates us out. We actually do a lot of R&D, not just marketing that we do R&D.
Are they mechanically? How are they mechanically superior or different than other shocks at the same price point?
Sure, that's a great question, because we rebuild other brands of shocks. We're actually that's like a big part of our business. People send in all other brands, so we see.
But not TN and not Hotchkiss that we learned yesterday, because I've got some blown out TNs and you've
Yeah.
got some blown out Cuscos.
Cuscos.
Yeah.
Some of the parts, unfortunately, from other manufacturers are proprietary, so we can't just go to a seal manufacturer and say, hey, we want a Tane shock seal. So that's why we don't rebuild. It's not like we're just trying not to rebuild the shocks on your car.
Yeah.
But your question was, yeah, so we see the differences because we rebuild other stuff, and the major differences are we make sure our shocks have less friction, and friction is like a really detrimental to shock performance. It's basically like the shock's trying to move up and down, and you're like holding it back from doing what it's supposed to do.
So good hard lube.
Good lube.
That's what
we
I'm
KY all of our shock
Okay,
seals.
good.
The tingly one.
But-
And then obviously things like shock stroke, you'd be surprised. A lot of shock manufacturers are cutting costs and making the shocks not have sufficient stroke. So you're running on the bump stop, or you don't have mechanical suspension travel that's sufficient enough for the type of driving you're doing.
You run external valves on all yours, or at least the higher end ones?
Yeah, we do have external adjustability features on the higher end shock.
And that's for heat. That's just something I'm learning about. So I'm asking this for my own personal reference and for others, I guess. But like the external valving is just for heat, so you keep that.
No. In off-road applications, definitely there's the struggle to keep the shock temperature down because when the shock
Things are going
overheats.
up and down
But
constantly.
for like say drifting and road racing or time attack, I should say, where it's small sprints, heat is not really a factor. It's not deteriorating the
so
shock.
I don't need to
performance.
spend an extra grand on external valving for a drift setup.
You do because external. I think what you're referring to is an external reservoir.
Reservoirs, yeah,
And
thank you.
on a monotube shock, that's really the only way to put a compression adjuster to make the shock stiffer or softer externally. So you have to put an external reservoir on there to control the oil flow in and out of that reservoir.
Okay.
So that's how you manipulate the shock to be stiffer, softer, and then you have rebound adjustability on the shock body itself or on the shock shaft. So you add these external reservoirs not in road racing and drifting, not to cool down the shock, but in order to allow you to have more tuning variables on the shock.
If I'm
Your eyes are slowly closing. I see it.
Paco or me?
Yeah.
No, I'm focusing. Sorry.
I'm just waking up.
So if I'm a guy that's just getting into drifting, I spelled my S14 that's broken. And on the show, we've heard from almost every driver when we ask what's your first mod you should do, other than say welded diff. Oftentimes they say shocks, coilovers. What model fuel suspension should I get? How much does it cost, and why that one?
You should get the Feel 441. It's the one-way adjustable shock.
Sounds
That's the
kinky.
shock that I ran up until 2000, I think beginning of 2015. And it definitely gets the job done. And as we introduced stuff into the marketplace, I started, running two-way and three-way shocks. But bottom line, get the 441. It's a one-way adjustable shock. It's only like $1,350, $1,350 for the full kit. And it's custom tailored inside the shock to be applicable for whatever you're going to buy it for. So you don't need necessarily all the external adjustability features. It'll definitely get the job done. The baseline valving, the spring rates are set up, and you can still get to fine tune it a bit. You have 30 clicks of adjustability that adjusts rebound and compression simultaneously.
Well, I'll give you an example. Talk about purchasing field coilovers. I sold a set of coilovers, and I purchased them through Odi. He goes to the extent of asking what's the weight of the car, what's the car's doing, and then what tire and wheel size is on the car.
Damn.
And that all goes into building that one shock.
Really? So you custom make them for everyone if you order one?
It depends. If, say, a dealer orders it, they just want to stock up on like a common application, like a S chassis with SR in it or an LS.
But you're still asking about what motor is in your car when you're doing it?
We do.
Yeah.
If someone calls me or calls the shop, calls one of our sales guys, we always ask, hey, because if they have an S chassis and they have YSFAB on or whatever, cool stuff. But if they have a 2J in it versus an SR, we're going to valve the shocks in the front completely different. We're going to increase the spring rate a little bit as well. So the dynamic of the car is going to feel the way I, have tested that it should feel like, because it's a front heavy car. We have to adjust things to make it, drive properly.
Well, that brings to one
For us,
question.
it's very simple, but it's, you just have to ask the right questions.
What valving and spring rate would you recommend for an S14 with a blown SR?
Zero.
Probably a cinder block and just put it under the...
Well, there's a good question right here from Hunivan Lover 6969.
Wait, you're just making that up.
No.
Okay, go on.
And he's asking, so once Paco puts his 1JZ on his stupid van, would you be able to take his van at your shop and build the right suspension components?
And set it on fire like it should have been done long ago.
Some dial up some good suspension shocks and springs and all that stuff for him and make it drift like it should.
I can't believe a fan asked all
Yeah,
that for
right?
Paco.
It sounds like that fan's Mexican. probably.
for a tube-framed mid-engine Previa van. How would you set that up?
Could you set that up for Paco?
You know what, Paco, that question that fan posted, I think there's
Lover
great potential for us
6969.
to develop a kit for Toyota Previous. I think we'll sell a huge amount of those.
They're going to put in a lot of R&D
one-J
money.
swaps. So I think we're going to I'm gonna get my guys to start engineering that stuff and
right away.
keeping it on the shelf.
I don't-
But anyway, Paco, yeah, if you need help, just contact me and we'll probably do something for you.
I don't know. Just so you know, everything on the Previa is S14.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a lot. It's got to be a lot easier.
We just built suspension on I think a Land Cruiser that's going to the Middle East, and it was all S14.
Oh shit!
Really?
On the
stuff.
Land Cruiser?
Yeah, it was. I think, or it might have been a Nissan Patrol, but I think it was a Land Cruiser. It was just like a huge
bitchin'.
SUV. Yeah.
Iron Dookie, one of our favorites
Uh-oh.
here. He says, "Did Stephen Avery do it?"
What?
There's a test to see if you've all seen Making a Murder on Netflix. Apparently, you have not.
No.
Iron Dookie, I would say that.
Sam's a Netflixer.
No, I'm gonna say that the little dumb kid, he didn't do it. Maybe Steve Avery did. Who's to say? That's what you think.
We got
Odie,
like
right?
one more.
That's what you think, Odie.
We have a Netflix and chill question here.
Do we have a Netflix and chill question?
That was the Netflix and chill question.
Jan Kenny says, would you whether eat 50 taco-sized Pacos or one Paco-sized taco? So 50.
I'm a lot of taco.
50 taco-sized Pacos. So Paco about this big, nay tall, pretty wide, or one Paco-sized taco. So a taco this guy. So would you rather be a tiny cannibal 50 times or just eat a really big taco?
Yeah, I'd definitely just eat a big taco.
Good man.
All right,
Good
good
man.
man. Good man.
Yeah, good sport. Good sport.
Yeah, I like that.
You're a fan. The people watching the show really like the cannibalism aspect.
Yeah,
For some reason,
it's-
I don't get it.
It's very common.
I think it all started with Cody actually being made out of spaghetti.
All right, we just have one or two more.
One more, two more, and we're out.
Kylan Gaditko says, are you able to tell us about your strategy for next year? From this year's results, you have a really good chance to win next year's championship. Is there any major changes coming to the car team? You've become one of the most exciting drivers to watch, so thanks for that. Also, Tofu
Agreed.
Drift Fan crushed the pronunciation of my name last time, so maybe he's not totally useless.
Oh,
Okay, good.
You also
I
murdered it right now.
I just murdered it, so cool. So yeah, you got the question, Odie.
Well, those are some kind words. I really appreciate that. And I really realize that horsepower is important, even though it's I don't want to add to the problem of horsepower wars, but I think next
It's
season
not a problem necessarily. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're running out of tires at this point, right?
Yeah,
Not you, but drivers.
Well, but there's a strategy. You could slow down wheel speed a little bit and still maintain tires. But honestly, to make sure that I have ample horsepower next season, and maybe
Does that mean more?
not necessarily more, but
Differently applied.
But we're going to work on the power band a little bit, and it sounds like a broken record, but make more traction. There's always room to push that envelope, so we're going to develop more stuff suspension side to make even more traction.
The 615K Falcon tires, those are now, because I was running those when I was running the Toga on my old Subaru. So it's like, those are, how old, 8-10-year-old tires now?
I was told that there's been revisions, and
they
every
replace
company, I think these days, especially that are competing in Formula D, are doing a good job of making relevant tires. And
They came up with like a new compound on those.
I mean, I jumped on the 615K this year for the first time, and I really enjoy the tire.
Yeah,
so
I'm not saying it's a bad tire. I'm just saying
you
that
should
it's
give it another
pretty-
shot.
I don't drift, so whatever. And if I did, I'm going to have 300 horsepower. So no, I've already played the game of putting 2 sticky tires on my car, so I'm trying to ruin my driving. No, I mean, I used to run them on my Subaru when I was doing mountain pass things, and they were like the stickiest tire I've ever had. But
You had
then-
a chance to follow Odi last night? On your
Yeah,
Subaru?
yeah. So I drove. I
How
was
was
on some GT radials. They actually worked out pretty well. Not trying to kill your tire company. No, but I followed Odie in my Subaru doing
You
some
weren't
chase car
drifting, though.
camera stuff. No, I wasn't drifting. I actually accidentally got a little bit sideways. The STI actually handles. It's pretty balanced. And I don't know if you've driven one, Odie, but like my TN coilovers, you should check them out.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
It was hard to focus on your car behind me.
Yeah,
It was
I was
bouncing
gonna
around
say.
so much.
Yeah. Oh.
Dude,
You must have really good camera equipment to keep it steady.
Damn.
That's
Damn.
crazy, man. Last night I was supposed to do like a 3-car tandem with some friends, and I was the one at the end. And then when we were going, the 2 guys in the front spun out, and I kind of tried to avoid it, and I spun as well. And it turns out there's like 3 more guys coming behind me.
Yeah.
That was the scariest shit
Yeah.
I've ever experienced.
I was doing camera chase car in my STI when some dude spun in front of me, and usually when other dudes drifting in front of me spin, like I just oversteer and spin with them, But when you're doing a grip car behind, that's not really an option. So
Right.
I
Have you ever spawned your Subaru ever?
well, one time outside McDonald's drive-through, but let's we're in a reindeer garb. Yeah, the car handled well. It's fun to chase you.
I really want to see the footage. I think that's.
It's gonna look
pretty
ugly.
cool.
It's not good. So with that
'Cause you
being
need
said,
more steady suspension on it. with the
yeah,
camera to
honestly, if I
focus.
had some fuel suspension sponsored by Odi Bakchis, then we'll. Have you ever heard of Stephen Papa Mama Kisses?
He's Osbo's team owner.
Right? Yeah, I heard of that guy.
How do you feel about that?
Well, he knows how to get the job done for sure. So,
Well,
what are you referring
that's
to?
it. I just wanted to pose a
Okay.
very open question and see how you answered it. But
Yeah.
apparently,
apparently he's a legend from drag racing, and he's.
and
he's
you
doing
are also
cool
now a
things.
legend from drag racing.
Yeah, as of last night.
Do I get like a little plaque somewhere for the only drift car?
We got video, so you'll get a
Okay.
video
Yeah.
soon.
But you got to get back to California. I think Cody is saying by looking. He keeps on doing a watch pointing face at me and
Are
sighing.
we holding you here?
Yeah, he's got to go home. He's got kids. He's got forest fires to put out. That's a California life, right?
Yep.
Oh, you guys want to
Smokey the
stay?
Bear.
We have a lot of things to do here in Arizona.
We've got In-N-Out. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, and you got Waffle House, man.
Waffle
You
House.
guys have some of the East Coast stuff that California doesn't have.
Do you guys want to go ice skating? We have pretty nice ice rinks.
Pretty
Do you
nice
want-
ice rinks.
Do you guys want to play the bass flute before you go?
Oh,
Corey, can you play it for me
bring the
real
bass
quick?
flute.
Play it.
Ladies
too.
and
Bass flute
gentlemen,
coming back in town.
for your enjoyment, the bass flute makes an appearance.
He's not playing it.
I played it before the show.
Okay, you did.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
played for like a
Have all
solid
of
2
your
hours.
guys' lip spin on that.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Solid 2 hours.
last lips on that dick flute is
in case
Dan Brockett.
In case you weren't here for the previous bass flute appearances, it is a flute that an old roommate of mine found at a thrift store. It's shaped kind of like a rocket ship. All right,
with two
those are the those are the fuel pods.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're gonna leave now. You can find Odi at Instagram at what?
Odi Drift.
And
Wow.
fuel
That's easy.
suspension at
.com.
Yeah, you guys got it.
Give us give your sponsors a word.
who's
Because
spouse-
as opposed as Chelsea DeNova's statement that my sponsors don't listen to this show.
Yeah.
Next day the sponsors are like, yeah, we do listen.
yeah, that was the best.
Well,
So
there's a long list of guys that
Go
help
for
me
it.
out, but
don't forget anyone, or they're gonna feel bad.
You could probably see them all at odidrift.com.
that's exactly the point. But Arc Performance is someone that's been really helping a lot.
like a
and
seal.
Jesus.
Falcon Tire, I gotta say props to my own company, Fuel Suspension.
Yep.
And there's a lot of part suppliers and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna go into that.
Right, perfect.
These are
Yep.
Yeah,
so-
it's not worth it. If you give him less than $10,000 a year, he's not gonna say your name.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
No,
not the intent there.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
it's-
I live to make people feel uncomfortable. Sorry. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh wait. Corey, where can you find you?
Corey Hosford, City Center.
You can find me at
Sam?
hotdogsforface.com.
Tofu Driven, 2F Performance.
Sensual kisses, forehead
yeah.
kisses, tiny lover,
Daddy's Girl.
daddysgirl.org, and Grinder.
Paco, can you say my favorite color is beige and I like puppies?
Beige and what?
Say
that in
say that
Espanol.
line.
Mis perritos son color
No,
beige.
in English.
Oh shit. Beige
just,
and what
my-
do you want to say?
It's a line from El Nacho Libre, and you have like
Oh.
an accent. I think.
Say again.
So how do you say it?
My favorite color is beige, and I like puppies.
My favorite color is beige and I like puppies.
That's
Like
pretty good.
And can you say that in Lithuanian?
Mano mėgiamiausia spalva yra ruda ir man patinka šuniukai.
I think he's just making shit
Yeah,
up.
actually, so
You guys
Sam,
don't
can
even
you
want to
say
know
it?
what I
Made
said.
it up.
yeah, he just said
Sam,
on
can
the
you
fly.
say that in a
he
different
just
language?
said fuck all my sponsors and fuck Maximum Driftcast. The end.
Jeez.
He didn't say that. The end.